Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sandi Yogi Saputra. My major is English Education. I study at Universitas Muhammadiyah Tapanuli Selatan. I am on the opposition side of the issue being discussed recently. Based on research by the Kompas.com fact-check team, the claim that the KPU canceled the debate session for presidential and vice presidential candidates for the 2024 election is a hoax. The KPU has set a schedule for presidential and vice presidential debates, which will be held 5 times and broadcast on television stations. However, I don't agree with the rumors circulating saying that the vice presidential candidate debate will be cancelled. Via sindonews.com, political observer Dedi Kurniasha responds regarding the polemic regarding the potential for a vice presidential debate in the upcoming 2024 presidential election not to be held by the General Election Commission or KPU. If that really happens, the KPU will appear to be defending one of the vice presidential candidates from the Advance Indonesia coalition, namely Gibran Raka Buming Raka. If is it true that there is no vice presidential debate, the KPU gives the impression that it is defending one of them. Why? The one with the most potential to refuse or not be confident in holding a vice presidential debate is definitely Gibran Raka Buming Raka, said Dedi when contact Saturday, 2 December 2023. Dedi assesses that Gibran's figure is the minimum compared to Muhaimin Iskandar or Caimin and Mahfud MD, both in terms of experience and the capacity for ideas offered. Why? Because perhaps in terms of experience, communication capacity, including the capacity to convey Gibran's ideas, is minimal compared to Muhaimin Iskandar or Mahfud MD, he said. Muhaimin is part of the Indonesian parliament for 30 years. Mahfud MD has complete experience as a politician in parliament, as part of the judiciary, including part of the executive. So, in my opinion, the KPU is planning something, but if the vice presidential debate is eliminated, there will only be a presidential debate and can be accompanied. The vice presidential candidate for vice presidential debate may be accompanied by the presidential candidate. I think it seemed tendencies to defend one of the candidates, he added. The executive director of Indonesia Political Opinion, or IPO, said that the public could be more interested in the vice presidential candidate than the presidential candidate. So a debate space is needed to find out the capacity of the three candidates. It could be that some people are interested in Muhaimin compared to Anies Baswedan, or some people are interested in Mahfud MD compared to Ganjar, or some people are interested in Gibran compared to Prabowo. Meaning there is an opportunity for people to do this, knowing that all this can only be done through the vice presidential debate, he said. Dedi emphasized that if the vice presidential debate was eliminated, it would give the impression that the KPU was protecting Gibran Raka Buming Raka. So it will be the same if the vice presidential debate was cancelled. It will give the impression that the KPU was protecting Gibran, he said. Previously, the KPU determined that the presidential and vice presidential candidate debates will be continued 5 times in detail, 3 presidential candidate debates and 2 vice presidential debates. The vice presidential debate should not be cancelled because with this debate, the public can get to know each candidate they choose later. The function of debate itself is to be able to convey arguments logically with polite language and attitude. Stimulate critical thinking skills. Stimulate research related to hot issues or topics. Understand the positive and negative impact of a problem. Children, the presidential and vice president candidates continue to debate to find out the extent of their knowledge, experience, and plans that will have a good impact on the country. That way, the public can see the extent of a clear vision and mission in leading Indonesia. Thank you.